some issue about the password, but now it has been resolved. So today we are here to take the session. Okay. Now today's session, what we have to do, let me just share the screen. Okay. So I wanted to know from you all guys that is my screen visible? Is my voice audible? Please, anybody can just respond so that I can proceed further. Okay. So today's session was that we have to discuss about the update statement and delete statement. In previous session, what we discussed about, we did discuss about the select statement and insert statement. We have also designed a form, and I made you saw that how select statement and insert statement works inside a form. Now in today's session, on that, the same form which we designed day before yesterday, we will be doing some update statement experiment and some delete statement experiment. Remember, all these things we will be using in SQL statements. And the code which we will be using will be similar to the codes, the server-side code, what we have used in previous session. So first, just let me open the SQL server. It is getting open. A lot of thing is open on my laptop, that's why it's taking a little bit longer. Now we will be doing open, sorry, not new website, sorry, my mistake. I have to select not new website, open website, and I have to select this website 1. Now what I will do, I will just run the project with the student detail table. I will right click on the page and I will just go to the view in browser. Now how does our form looks? The same form which we designed a day before the session of day before yesterday. Now here you can see this is a form, and in this form we have date picker, student name, contact number, address, email, gender, father name, admission number. Though admission number should be on top, but we have designed in this manner. The shifting of the table from bottom to top means in the design part, it's not a very easy, it's not a very tough job. Now we will take one more data. We will click 29. We will take name as Arnold, contact number 93864644147, address USA, email ID. I don't have his email ID, so I will write in mine. Gender male, father name. I will write FATH father name. Same thing. Admission number I will write 5546. Now remember, if we press insert button, we are going to see the entire grid view, the entire record which have been saved previously also in our data table, and the record which we have saved is this one. Okay, you can see it over here. Arnold, the name is Arnold, phone number, address, email ID, father name, and admission number. Now, the thing which we are going to discuss today is about the update statement and the delete statement. Okay, so what do you understand by update statement? Update stands here for updating any record, means modification of any record. Suppose if somebody have written some wrong record, means some spelling mistakes. There might be some spelling mistake, there might be some date mistake, there might be some gender mistake. So after saving any record, if we want to update or modify that particular record, that we have to do with the update button. Okay. So how we are going to do? First of all, after clear, we have to put a button which will be update, and after that we have to put a delete button. Remember, we have created two buttons over here, insert and clear. What we are going to do, we are going to add two more buttons. The easiest thing we can do is to copy both the buttons and paste the same button. The button ID gets changed automatically by itself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only thing we have to change is the text. Instead of insert, we will write update. Instead of clear, we will write delete. Okay. We will just save, and what we will do, we will just refresh it. Now here you can see the two buttons are being added with this, and if we press clear button, the entire data is clear. Now let me just put some wrong information in it. Suppose if I put some TECKAT USA, contact number 938644148, GOLMURI Golmuri, JAMSHED Jamshedpur, India. Email I will write VAST_KE, MUTEBRE@gmail.com. I will put female, I will write father name, NON, and this one I will write this one. Okay. Now if I press the insert statement, you can see the data is being saved inside a record, but this data have some wrong spelling mistake or wrong phone number or wrong email ID, wrong gender. So we need to update this. How to update this? We are going to learn that the same thing. So guys, I believe you all can see what I'm doing and you all can hear what I'm just saying. I need the confirmation from your side so that I can proceed further, so that it will help me to understand that you all guys are understanding. Anybody? Shall I proceed further? Okay. So I'll do one thing. Remember, the button for update is button 3. Now what I will do, I will select from the control selection, I will select button 3, and I will, from the right hand side, the event, from the event I will select click. You can see the syntax to write the code for button 3 is already being appeared over here. Now we will be writing the update code. The update code is very simple. The only thing we have to do is the update code we will be writing inside the code of, with the code of insert statement. So I will copy the insert statement and I will just paste it to the update code. There are two ways to write update coding. First of all, just delete the data and insert the new one, or update the particular code. So how to write the particular update code, that we are going to learn. Instead of insert, we have to write update student table. We don't have to write values and these things. We will just delete the thing till here. Update student table. What is student table? This is the table name. So we are writing the command that we have to update student table. We will write set let me just open the table. We will go to the table and we will go to design. Remember, we are not going to start with admission number. We are going to start with current date. Okay. We will copy the field name. We will paste it over here, equals to text box 1.text. This is the syntax. Let me check whether the date is 1. Okay, student name is 2. Now, after that, we will put a comma and we will copy the field student name. Remember, the field name should not be, cannot be, just don't make any spelling mistake with the field name. Student name equals to single inverted comma, double inverted comma, and percent sign text text box 2.text. Okay, we'll put another comma. The third field is contact number. Contact number, I guess contact number is 3 equals to text box 3, comma. After that, we have address. You will write address, and the address is text box 4 equals to text box 4.text. We will put another comma. Is different from the insert statement, but it all we have to define every field with the every control. After that, we have email ID. Email ID equals to text box 5.text. Then what we have to do, after the email ID, we have gender. Gender equals to drop down 1.text. And we have the last one is father name. Father name equals to text box 8, I guess. Just let me check. Email 5, gender D1, father name 7. Father text BO box 7.text. Okay. Now this statement tell us that we have to update student table with having current date equals to text box 1, student name equals to text box 2, current name contact number text box 3, and the same way ends with father name text box 7. Means the code will update the particular fields with the current control, with the current record in the control field. Control means that if the record will be changed in text box 5, the change record will be saved. But remember, there are many records in our field. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 records. But we haven't mentioned of which admission number we have to change. Why we are selecting admission number? Because admission number is unique and a primary key. So we have to write here where ADM_NO equals to text box 8.text. Means we are telling the in SQL statement to update student table with these many fields with the current control data of which admission number, the admission number which we have put on in text box 8. Rest all the codes will be the same. Now let's do one thing. Let's just refresh the page and see whatever we have written. We have written everything or not. Now let's just save one more data. Okay. Okay. One thing you can see it over here, that when we open the page, the grid doesn't appear. After inserting certain record or after inserting the first record, the grid gets appear. Why that is happening? Because the grid coding, the connection of the grid coding with the table, that particular code we have written in the insert box. We haven't written that code inside the form load event. Means we want that whenever the forms open, the current record, the existing record which are there in our field of student detail get appear right over here automatically. And as we go on inserting, the records get increases on the grid. So what we will do, we will go to the insert statement and we will copy the grid coding and we are going to paste it inside our form load event. Means in form load event, we have two sets of coding. The first set of coding, the above coding, is for making the connection between the front end and the back end. And the second set of coding is to connect the particular table with the grid view and show us on the screen. Now what we will do, if we just open the page, you can see that the grid get appear as we open the page. Previously it was not happening until we have to insert some data, then only the grid appears. I believe whatever I am just saying or doing, you guys are clear with it. Please respond me, anybody, so that I can proceed further. Anybody? You all guys can hear me? Is my voice is audible? Okay. So what we are going to do over here is the thing. Now we have to write the update statement. How to do that, we will be discussing on that. We just wrote the update statement. You can see it in the button 3. We just wrote the update statement right here. Admission, let me check the field name. Okay, ADN. Okay. So the coding of VB.NET is not case sensitive language. You can, if you have written your field name in caps lock or in sentence case, that might not be very necessary in the same way. If you write in the same way, it's very good, but you can change the case also. Means if the field is in all caps lock in capital letter, if you write in small letter, that's going to work because it's not a case sensitive language. Now what we'll do after statement, let's check something. Okay, let's check 1, 2, 3. Remember the name is 6 mutebreak.com. First of all, the date 6, I will click select and I will write TUD contact name, address I will write ADDIL at email I will write email father name, and the admission number is 123. Why? Remember, having the record as 93864, gender is male, father name, the student name. This is the admission number. But if I just press update button, it says error converting data type into to numeric. Why? Remember, in contact number we have written the we have to write the numbers. Now let's see, if we press update button, everything goes, you can see it over here also. The record of this particular record has been changed. The admission number, the record of this particular admission number has been changed. The father number was SM Hussain, it was changed into father name. Gender was male. Email ID mutebreak.com, it has been changed to email ID, and all the record has been changed. What we will do, we'll just clear the screen, and we will be doing something record on this one, TechCat USA. The admission number is 75301. We will write 75301. Instead of TechCat USA, we will be writing TECKAT, TechCat India, India. India. Contact number we will be writing. Remember, we have written 93864644147. No, sorry, 93864644148. So we will write 93864644147. The correct. We have written we have written Golmuri Jamshedpur, India. We will be writing DELHI, Delhi, India. Instead of email, we will be writing info@teckat.com. Father name, we will be writing INDIN, Indian. And we are not going to change the admission number, because this is the admission number should be same. This the update statement will update the following data with this admission number. Let's press update button. Okay, now here you can see this particular 73575 5301, admission number, the entire data has been changed. TechCat 938644147, and the record has been changed. So it should be a key. Should be a key, or you which holding on the entire data will change, and that will be primary key of that particular table. Means we cannot change the admission number. If we change the admission number and press the update button, if that admission number doesn't exist in our table, it will show you an error. How to eliminate every error, I'm going to share that also with you, but try to understand that this admission number should be there. That's why the code, that's why I've written at the end of the SQL statement, where admission number equals to text box 8.text. Why? This text box 8 contains the admission number. We have to write the admission number so that the records to be changed inside the table should have any admission number. Means the admission number which already exists inside the table, only those records can be updated. So this is the SQL statement. Now we will move on to delete statement. Delete statement will also be similar to the data with the select statement with much more easier SQL statement. Statement use button 4. We have to remember, for the delete, we will select button 4 and button 4 click event text open. The button open. We just have to copy we just have to paste it over here, and we have to write, instead of insert, we have to write DELET, delete from table name. We don't have to use values and other things. So we are going to erase those things. Where ADM underscore NO equals to text box 8.text. That's it. So we have to write an admission number, because admission number primary. We are the entire record of admission number of whatever admission number we are going to put on Xbox 8. And remember one thing, we want the deleting of the record, a particular record, and the updation of the grid in the same time. So what we will do, we will again copy the same thing, the connection of the grid with the table, and we are going to paste it between the delete statement. Means the record is going to be deleted. After that, it will send a connection to the database so that the fresh record, after deleting the fresh record, whatever it will find, it's going to show you on the grid view. Now we can put this in the beside the same grid coding, connection of the grid coding inside the update button also, because as the data gets updated, this code is going to be executed, and after updation, whatever the fresh record from the table is going to be appear on the grid view. Now let's do one thing. Let's just try this. Let me just open once more. Okay. So insert statement is clear. Making the form clear is clear. Update is clear. Now we have to write delete. Now instead of delete statement, remember this admission number is a text box, and in which we have to write the admission number. Suppose we will be starting with 123. We are having 123 admission number. You can see the record right here. Okay, guys. We are going to delete this record, and at the same time we are going to refresh the grid view. How we are going to do? We will just write the 123 because this is the admission number which we are going to delete, and we will press delete button. Now let's see what's happened. Okay, so you can see that the record from the grid view is gone, is deleted, and the grid view is being updated also at the same time. Now if we will delete 741, means this was this record. We want to delete this record, so that for that we need 741 admission number 741, and then if you delete, now here you go, the 741 delete record is being deleted, and the code what we have used is this code. The same code is there, only the SQL statement is being changed a little bit. So you see that the programming part, the coding part, the server-side coding part is not very tough work. Major codes are being copied and pasted and been used in many places. The same code we use in many places according to our requirement. So guys, I believe the update statement and the delete statement has been clear to you all. If you guys have any question, just let me know. Anybody having any doubt in understanding? So just let me know. I will be explaining everything to you again. We have Ankit also, we have S. Ghosh also, we have Shubh Smita Pradhan also, we have Sib Santosh also. Is everything clear to you all? If this select, insert, update, and delete statement is clear, then you can insert the statement also, you can delete the statement also, you can update the statement. This is the thing which is the basic concept of inserting and retrieving data from the front end to the back end. Okay. Okay, so I will be proceeding further. Now I will be telling you something from the design part. Now here you can see that we have date also, we have student name also, we have contact number also, we have address also, we have email also, we have gender also, we have father name also, we have admission number also. Now what we are going to do, we are going to do some very little changes or modification on the form. Is going to help you to design a good form. Now what we are going to do, we are going to, you can see that the address is written in the middle of the TD. Don't you think it should be on the top? And how to do that, I'm going to tell you. We'll go to the design part. In address TD, we'll be adding one more word, which is called lang equals to, sorry, VLANG equals to TOP. VLANG equals to TOP. So what will happen, whatever contained inside this particular TD, now let's see what's happened. If we just clear, it doesn't goes up. Let me check once more. The TD function right here. Title, style, lang is something different, hidden. When you click on any TD, the property of that particular TD gets open in the right hand at the bottom side, and there are many things. What all things to be changed? I'm going to tell you. Okay, let's do one thing. Leave this thing as it is. If you remember, we have taken the table inside a div. Okay, this is the div open and this is the div close, which is covering the entire table. So what we are going to do, we are just adding a label to the form. How we are going to do? At the starting of the table, we are going to take a TR, and inside that we are going to take TD, and with this TD we are going to add call span equals to 2. Remember the same thing we did with the button TD, we are going to do above the date TD, and we are going to write STUDENT student form 1 or whatever name you can choose for it. Now let's go to the form and we'll just press the clear button. You can see there's above there's a label. Above there's a label appears with the forms saying the form title or the form heading. Now we have to just put this title of the form in the middle of the table. How we are going to do, after call span 2 we have to write ALIGN equals to center. Now let's see how does it look like. If we just press the clear button, it comes into center. So this is the way to add a header to any of your form. Now we have added a header to our form. Now let's do some color experiment also, a very small color experiment which I'm going to tell you. Only to this TD we are going to change the color. For that we have to click on that TD. As you click on the TD, in the right hand side at the bottom, the property of the TD gets open. Now search for style, this one. Search for style and click this small button. a style window is going to pop up. Select the background and select the color. I will select this one. Press OK and press OK. So you can see the entire HTML code is been printed by itself. We just select the background color virtually, means practically we just select the color and the HTML code is being written by itself. Or else you can do one thing, if your HTML is very good, you can just go on and write the code also, the HTML code, but we have selected the style form, and as we did, the entire HTML get printed on the TD. We expanded the column into, we alignment the column in center, and we added a background color with this color. Let's save it and let's just refresh or clear, hit the clear button. Okay, you can see the color of that particular heading is being changed. We are going to add some more experiment to it also. We are going to change the font and the size of our heading of the Sip Santosh, VA line. Okay, sorry. We will be adding that also. We will be adding that. I was coming to it. First, let me just decorate a little bit our heading. Now what we will do, we will select the heading part. We will go to the same style part, style window. We will select for font. The size of the font is small. We will select large. We will select for bold. Font weight will be bold, and let's select OK. Now you can see the entire SQL statement is being changed right here with the font, with the style also. And now if we just press the clear button, see the changes inside the form. You can see it over here that the size and has been changed of the header, as well as the font is bold. You can see it over here. So all these things come from where? With the style part of the center. So guys, are you getting what we did just right now? We did some designing part also. Anybody can respond? Now we are going to use something more in our form. Now, as we have to just push the address on top, we will be using VLAN, and in that VLAN property, we will be using an address TD. Now let's see it goes or not. There are many ways to push it on top. Let's see what Sip Santosh has. Okay, no, Sip Santosh. The thing is that it is not going on top. That also we have to do it from the style session. Means if we click the TD part, and in this particular TD part, if we go to the style, let me just select the style. Where is the style? Okay. Now this is the style for this particular TD. It's empty right now. We have to go to the float left, clear, position, absolute fix, title type, table layout, blocks. Okay. Vertical alignment in block, we have to select it on top and okay. Now you can see it over here, style vertical alignment is top. Now see that this change appears on it, or okay, so you can see it right here that the address TD is the style of this particular address TD has been changed, and the address is on top, and this is looking slightly decent instead of keeping it in middle. So this was the thing with the style part. We will be doing more and more. No, we just did it with style part also, Sip Santosh. We just did it very in a very easy manner. If we just write this one also, the thing will be the same. Okay, style equals to vertical element top. It's upon us that how and what we write, how easily we get things from where. So it's written over there in style form. So we selected the style part and we just created this thing. So in today's session, we did SQL Server coding also for update and delete. I believe you all guys have understood the coding. And we did some styling part also. We added a TR. Inside a TR, we added a TD, make its column equals to 2, alignment center, and we just changed the style also so that it should look font, which we can change, which we just change the font also. We just change the background also. We can do much more than that, and that we will be coming in our next session. With the style, we just added the address label was appearing in middle of the TD, vertically in middle of the TD. We just shifted it to the top, vertically top of the TD so that it looks slightly decent. And we did some insert, clear, update, including deleting code. I believe you all guys have understood, because in tomorrow's session, we are not going to use select, insert, and delete and update statement. We are going to use sessions. We are going to use parameters, and we are going to use query string. And what are parameters, what are query string, what are sessions, that we are going to discuss tomorrow. And tomorrow we are going, I'm going to show you some demonstration and why these things are being used and where these things are being continuously using. Why some people use this, why I use this in our web portals, in our website or web applications. What is the need, what is the use, what are the advantages of these three things? Means session, query string, and parameters. What are these things? We will be discussing all these things tomorrow, and it will be a very different kind of a thing. Let me just give you an example. Okay, of session example, of query string examples, of parameters example. Once we log in to any our social network, until and unless we just log in, log out with that particular, from that particular portal, it doesn't get log out by itself. How that is being done? And remember one thing, there are many people using the same application. Like we use, suppose I take an example of Mute Break. I designed a common one single portal, one single application. Many people with their ID just get login on it, upload their story poems. Many people. So just remember, I didn't created a specific portal or a specific application for individual peoples. I just created a similar one thing, and that one thing is being used by every other end user with their ID. So if somebody persons opens with their ID, their data will be shown. If I open with my ID, my data will be shown. How application or the web software recognize that what data to whom it have to show, that comes under session also, that comes under query string also, that comes under parameters also. Basically, sessions are, you can say, a temporary storage also. For a time being, sessions are temporary storage by which we can use to store some data temporary for a certain period of time on our web browser also. And these are the things which we are going to discuss in tomorrow's session. I will be showing you some examples and how does it work. Okay, then we are going to apply it on our student application on which we are doing our experiment, you can say. We are going to create one more form. We are going to jump from one form to another form. How to restrict from to jumping of one form to another form. If we don't use session and query string, what disadvantages we have. That's we are going to just look how these things. Once we will be using a simple form without any session, query string or parameter, and another same form we will be in the same form we will be using session also, and we will be going to see the difference. So I believe anybody has any question regarding today's session, just go ahead and ask me. You can also mail me your question also, or you can WhatsApp me. This is my WhatsApp number and this is my email ID. So guys, keep in touch with me for any other query or any other confusion also. So by this, I will be ending this session. I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock sharp. And I will see to it that we don't make, and I and my team don't make any mistakes regarding the password and other things. So by this, I will take my leave, guys. Thank you very much for being with me in this session. We will be seeing you tomorrow at 8 p.m. sharp. Thank you. Thank you very much.